Hey you,
Yeah.
do you happen to know what lattice multiplication is?
Yeah.
Can you teach me how to do it?
Sure.
Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you want to learn more lessons about math.
Broken my heart, and now you. We have three objectives. The first objective is to recall how to multiply polynomial equations. The second is to learn the steps on how to do lattice multiplication. And the last step is to solve problems using lattice multiplication.
Now that we know the objectives, let us now recall how to multiply polynomials without lattice method.
For example, 3x squared is 2x plus 1 times x plus 2.
Based on the example given, multiply the first term to the second polynomial. After that, multiply the second term to the second polynomial. After that, multiply the third and last term to the second polynomial. After you get your product, combine like terms and simplify.
The first step in lattice multiplication is to analyze how many terms there are in the given polynomial.
The second step is to make a table depending on the given polynomial. In order to know the size of the table, you need to look at the given polynomials. If the first polynomial has 4 terms, and the second polynomial also has 4 terms, then the table size could be 4 by 4. The term shown in the given polynomial doesn't always show how much terms there are, but it also depends on the degree of the leading coefficient. The leading coefficient's degree is 5. Expect that there will be 6 terms in total. 5, 4, 3, 2, then 1 plus the constant term.
Third is to add a diagonal line in each corresponding box. And after that, you add a 0 in the bottom right of each box.
The next step is to multiply each column entry by each row entry. After you multiply each column entry and each row entry, you are gonna get a product. Then you write that product on top of each diagonal line in each box. In the final step, you use the sums as the coefficients in the final answer. But you have to keep in mind that you have to keep it in decreasing manner and thus the last number being the constant.
What is the degree of the product when negative 5x squared plus 6x is multiplied by 3x cubed minus 2x squared plus x to the 4th power? Here's a tip. Just add the degrees of each polynomial.
Example 2. Multiply 3n squared plus 5n plus 1 and n squared minus 3n plus 2.
First, let's get the size of the table. To do that, get the degrees and add it by 1. Now let's put the table in. After that, put the coefficients of each term into the table.
Don't forget to add diagonal lines and below them 0.
Next, multiply each column entry with its corresponding row entry. So 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times negative 3 is negative 9, 3 times 2 is 6, 5 times 1 is 5, and so on and so forth. Finally, use the sums to get the coefficients of the polynomial. So leave 3 as is, negative 9 plus 5 is negative 4, 6 plus negative 15 plus 1 is negative 8, 10 plus negative 3 is 7, and just leave 2 as is. Remember, when putting the final answer, it should be in decreasing order, plus the constant term.
So the answer will be 3n to the 4th power minus 4n cubed minus 8n squared plus 7n plus 2. Example 3. Multiply 4n cubed minus 3n squared plus 6n plus 7 and n cubed plus 2. Create the table by using the degrees and add diagonal lines and the zeros. Put the coefficients in the corresponding corresponding columns and rows, but as you can see, the second polynomial has missing terms. As no such term exists, just put a 0 in the corresponding column. Now, multiply each column entry with its corresponding row entry. Now, use the sums to get the coefficients for the polynomial. The final answer will be 4n to the 6th power minus 3n to the 5th power minus 6n to the 4th power plus 9n cubed minus 6n squared minus 12n plus 14.
In our recap, we learned how to multiply polynomials without lattice method, and then we learned the steps of how to do lattice multiplication, and lastly, we learned how to solve problems using lattice multiplication.